Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. And today, something a little bit different, man. I've been recently asked by a number of people what my favorite songs are. My favorite songs from different genres, different moments in time, things of that sort. So I decided to pretty much just compile my an example of some of my favorite stuff, basically. So what I'm going to do, man, is I'm going to share with you guys what my favorite song of all time is. I'm going to share with you my favorite Soul Train moment, my favorite Soul Train performer, my favorite blues song, and finally my favorite reggae song. So I hope that satisfies and quelches the desire of one person in particular who's been pleasantly pestering me to do this ever since this new platform has started. So that sweet soul that I'm speaking of is Tina Curtis. Tina, thank you for your pleasant pestering. I appreciate you giving me that reminder. It was Tina's idea initially to showcase songs, specific songs, breakdowns of songs, and she has sent me a couple of song link chains in the past, and I've done reactions to the Black Betty song that was done by Tina in a chain. Also done Train Kept a Rollin', that was also sent to me by Tina in a chain. So she's always been kind of very genre specific about certain things, and so she is not letting up about my my favorite stuff. So I guess in the quest of wanting to know me a little bit more, what I was going to do with this actually is I was going to actually feature these particular songs in my year in review. That's going to be coming up later on at the end of August, because it'll be actually 2 years, you know, as long as I don't get my ass kicked off of the of YouTube. But yeah, I was going to hold off until then, but with the sweet pleasant pestering that she's doing, let's just get it done right now, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feature my favorite song of all time. After the reaction, I'll tell you why. So let's check this out, man. You guys probably know of Johnny Nash. I believe this to be his biggest hit. This is Johnny Nash, I Can See Clearly Now. I won't be doing any reading, I'll just basically be shooting from the hip on this one. Let's get it. First time I laid eyes on the man.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright sunshine day. It's gonna be a bright sunshine day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright sunshine day.
One thing Midnight Special had over Soul Train, the artist was actually singing.
There's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clear. sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be so bright. Oh, yeah. Oh, what a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Saw this on a Friday night. My mom let me stay up late. I had a decent report card, so it was all good. What? You want a Dairy Queen Blizzard? A large? Oh, okay, you had a good report card. There you go. All right. I'll let your sisters take the garbage out just this one time because you had a good report card. So I was allowed to stay up late for the midnight special. It came on at 11:35 exactly. I don't know why. It's the midnight special, but it came on at 11:35 p.m. Anyway, so yeah, man, that was excellent. Seeing Johnny Nash, I had heard his voice, I had heard the song, but it was the first time actually seeing him. And you know, and previous to that, I knew that he did a great cover of Bob Marley's "Steer It Up," and "Hold Me Tight" was also another really, really good one. But overall, this particular song is really, really sweet to me, sweet to the soul. I love the lyrics. It's one of the best songs ever. It's so basic, so simple. Anybody who's not even very musically inclined could probably compose this song. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just the lyrics of the song. It's just the wonderful, uplifting, optimistic lyrics of the song. And it caught my attention. I don't know how young I was. You know, I was probably around 11-ish, but it caught my attention and it solidified me. And when I saw the midnight special, that was it. That was it. I knew from the very, very get that this was going to be one of my favorite songs, if not my most favorite song of all time. And still to this day, it's still that. It is my most favorite song of all time, among all songs, man. Johnny Nash, what a great class act. Brother died young, man. You know, it's a shame. So, that is my favorite song of all time. Anyone who was wondering. A couple of people are asking. But after a while of answering, I thought, okay, well, you know, let me put it in a reaction. So, let us bounce to our second track. So, my second question most asked is, who is your favorite Soul Train performer? Well, my favorite Soul Train performer is a lady going by the name of Thelma Houston. And again, when I saw her, it was great. It was a great time for me. But let me first start with this. My favorite Soul Train moment. It's not the same. She's my favorite Soul Train performer. My favorite Soul Train moment was David Bowie. When David Bowie was there, he did a double shot. Golden Years and Fame. And I remember it was such a big deal to my mom, you know, having a white guest on Soul Train, and everyone was really excited about it. And it was a really, really big deal. Her girlfriends came over, and, you know, I had like 12 ladies in the rec room, and, you know, Soul Train was on, and that was it, you know. And it was a big, big deal. And she just adored the hell out of David Bowie. She says even though he is drunk as shit, he is still on point. Now, this is back in the day where you couldn't perform your own music. You had to lip sync and whatnot, but you know, his motions and his groove, and he was just in it. You know, it was very, very enjoyable. And so overall, what it meant to have such a great artist on Soul Train. A white artist on Soul Train was a big deal back in the day. There was David Bowie, and then there was Elton John, you know, so these were very, very important moments culturally. And so my mom was just stoked as hell. And many, many years later, she'd still talk about that as being a great moment. So just based on her enthusiasm, her girlfriends, and what everyone was talking about, and that's my favorite Soul Train moment, David Bowie. So I'm going to pause for a quick second and give you a little flash of that. Here it is.
Yes, my name is David Vincent. How you doing? And is it true that you're going to be teaming up with Elizabeth Taylor to do a film?
No.
Some of these days and it won't be long. Gonna drive back down where you once belonged, in the back of a green car, 20 foot long. Don't cry, my sweet, don't break my heart. Doing all right, we've got to get smart. We shall fun day upon day. I believe, oh Lord, I believe all the way. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. There's my baby, lost her soul. One time begging you save a little golden years. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Angel, come with the baby. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these.
All right, David Bowie, my favorite Soul Train moment. Now, let's check this out, man. Thelma Houston, Don't Leave Me This Way. My favorite Soul Train performer. I'll tell you why that is after. Don't Leave Me This Way. Let's get it.
And right now, let's welcome the lovely and talented lady that's responsible for that smash single on the Motown label entitled Don't Leave Me This Way. Her name is Thelma Houston.
fills in that crowd. Boy's doing the windmill with his arms. The spirit of her delivery. Sweet lady, concept, blows a kiss at the end. That's it, man. That is my favorite Soul Train performer. Man, you had everybody on there from Stevie Wonder to Elton John to Kool and the Gang, everybody that you can think of, Bill Withers. But this lady, man, had it in spades. You know, I coined that phrase, the spirit of his delivery, to describe Jimmy Page. But this lady here, and as a young kid back then, I didn't understand what the hell it was going on with the whole lip syncing thing or whatnot. I was just watching her. I was watching her antics, her movements, the expression on her face, the way she would lean back and just deliver it, that just got me. And you know what else I noticed? Even in my young brain of 11, 12 years old, I noticed that she wasn't showing any cleavage. No boobies. She wasn't showing any booty. She was dressed in a beautiful, nice pantsuit. And she wasn't doing anything sexy or anything like that. Didn't need it. She was just a classy lady, just performing a really, really excellent, spirited, soulful song. Love that. It just got right into my damn head, right into my damn brain. And when I hear something, I almost know immediately that, damn, this is it for me, And I knew that just by watching that performance, that one time alone, I was always forever gonna love Thelma Houston, and it stayed with me till this day. And once we got a VCR, a couple of years later, man, I recorded that shit, and I would play that. I still got the old VHS tape somewhere of Thelma Houston on it, man, and I would play the shit out of that tape. I loved that performance so much, man. Thelma Houston. This is an example of an artist where sometimes you only need one song. Yeah, she's a soulful singer. She started in church. She can really belt it out, and she can entertain, and she can do all kinds of things. But it's this one song. That's the only one that I really, really care about. It's that tune, man. And yeah, a great example of a performer who only needs one good song to be cemented in history, as a legend. And this is a really good example of such an artist, man. So, I love Thelma Houston, man. So, let's go from there, man. And let's check out my favorite blues tune. And it'll be no surprise to a number of you that it's Muddy Waters, Manish Boy. And I've actually featured Manish Boy in a couple of reactions, just little clips of it. I remember the first time that I did my first Led Zeppelin reaction to the Lemon Song. And I was using Manish Boy to kind of showcase probably some inspiration that was trickled down to Robert Plant, specifically the way he was singing in the middle and how he was just dipping into it, and then he was having that a call and response duel with the guitar. Oh man, and it just kind of brought Muddy Waters back to my mind. So anyway, I should be talking about this after the reaction. So let's check this out, man. Muddy Waters, Manish Boy. I'm sure everyone has seen this, but if you haven't seen this, you're in for a treat. Manish Boy, let's get it.
Oh yeah,
It's my second papa.
Everything gonna be all right this morning. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now when I was a young boy, at the age of 5, my mother said I'm gonna be
Greatest man.
the greatest man alive. But now I'm a man. I passed 21. I won't believe me, baby. I have lots of fun. I'm a man. I spell him A-child. In that relevant name. Lobby. Oh, child. Why? That mean mannish boy. I'm a man. I'm a full-grown man. I'm a man. I'm a natural born lover's man. I'm a man. I'm a rolling stone. I'm a man. I'm a hoochie coochie man. Sitting on the outside, just me and my mate. Y'all know I'm made to moon, honey. Come up 2 hours late. Wasn't that a man? I spell him A-child. In that rubber band man. Lobby. Oh, child. Why? That mean mannish boy. Man. I'm a full-grown man. Man.
What I wouldn't give to be in that damn crowd.
Man. I'm a rolling stone. Man. I'm a natural born lover, man. I'm a man. I'm a hoochie coochie, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The line I shoot had well never miss. When I make love to a girl, she can't resist. I think I go down to old Cassie Stew. I'm gonna bring back the second cousin. That's little John the Conqueror. Oh, you little girl, setting out that line. I can make love to you, honey, in 5 minutes time. Ain't that a man? I spell him A-child. In that rubber band man. Lobby. Oh, child. Why? That mean mannish boy. Man. I'm a full-grown man. Man. I'm a natural born lover, man. Man. I'm a rolling stone. Man. I'm a hoochie coochie, baby. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Hey. Hurry.
This song, man, let me tell you, I remember when I was 11, 12ish, and I was looking to go swimming. My buddy Craig and his mom, they were coming to pick me up. His brother, he has a twin brother, Chris. They're not identical twins. And so they popped in for a minute. I think Chris had to use the bathroom real quick. And, you know, my pops had all his buddies around from camp, and old man Rufus and everything. And their big-ass RCA TV was on, and this came on. Now, we were supposed to be, you know, pressed for time a little bit, but yo, as I sat there for a minute, just, you know, rubbing shoulders with Pop's friends and watching a little bit of this intermittently, I just started to get into it, man. And so as Chris came out of the bathroom, and, you know, his mom is standing there with me, and, you know, I'm watching this. They don't dare disturb me, because when I get lit, I am lit. And I sat there and I watched this, and that was it for me, man. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I've heard blues, I've heard folk, I've heard gospel, reggae, all kinds of songs based on what my dad's been listening to, what his friends from camp have been listening to, and I was exposed from that stuff the day I came out of the damn womb. But that song is the very, very first blues song that really, you know, connected to my brain. You know what I mean? And I said, when I hear a song, I know the moment, you know, and that from that moment on, I knew that that was going to be one of my favorite blues songs. You know, it's, I don't know, I think a lot of people have that eureka moment where they just know. When I was told, when I was ordered to react to Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin, and my friends ordered me to react to this, you know, I already had this kind of dismissive attitude. Okay, yeah, you know, I'll just do this to kind of get you guys out of my hair, and so I can go back and focus on my anti-war. I was really deep into anti-war at the time, and that just hit me so hard. And I knew from that moment that the relationship and the associated idea I had about Led Zeppelin at the time would completely and forever change. And because I was exposed to, you know, Black Dog, Immigrant Song, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven. So these are their big hits, right? Commercial type hits. But then, you know, that big, massive stuff below the surface is what really, really hit me hard. And I just knew from that moment that the relationship and the associated idea I had about Led Zeppelin completely changed in that one moment. This one moment of watching Manish Boy, watching Muddy Waters perform, I said to myself, man, I'm going to revisit this, and I know that I'm going to forever, forever love this. I have those moments about certain songs, certain performances, certain moments, you know, and, you know, years and years and decades later, I'm always right. It hasn't changed. Now, having said that, let's go to our next song, man. And the same sentiment holds true for this song. My favorite rock and roll song, man. And, you know, I'm still decently early in my rock and roll walk where it comes to classic rock. But if I was a betting man, I'd be betting that I'm not going to change my stand on what my favorite rock song is. And that is Sunshine of Your Love from Cream. Cream, Sunshine of Your Love. Let's get it.
It's getting near dawn.
I'll soon be with you, my love. Give you my dawn surprise. I'll be with you, darling, soon. I'll be with you when the stars start falling. I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love. I'm with you, my love, the light shining through on you. Yes, I'm with you, my love. It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now. I'll stay with you till my seas are dried up. I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love.
Is this your favorite rock song as well? If it is, let me know.
Shining through on you. Yes, I'm with you, my love. It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now. I'll stay with you till my seas are dried up. Been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love.
Fantastic. I never, ever, ever tire of hearing this song. You can play this song back to back every single moment of every single day and I would not get tired of it. That is the impression this song has on me. And again, here is another example of an artist only needing one song to be in the echelons of greatness, of legend. You know, of course, they've Cream gone on to do more fantastic hits and whatnot, but this is their song. This is my song. Where it comes to favorite songs, there is this is the one. There isn't a close second. You know, there's great songs out there. Of course, I've got like a top 5 or whatever it is. Maybe Freebird is number 2. But I'm telling you, man, no other rock song out there will ever, and I don't think ever, take the place of this one. For some reason, what is it? It's the combination of the lyrics, I guess. the message behind it, the thought that I'm conjuring up in my mind as the song is playing. Of course, the great grungy guitaring, you know, and the vocals are excellent. Ginger Baker, man, is just killing it in the back. And so the first time I ever heard this song was when I was watching TV, and it was, I don't know, I think it was a commercial, or it was some sort of an infomercial. It was longer than a commercial. It was like maybe a 2-minute kind of, this is what's coming up. Let's take a look at the life of Eric Clapton. And it was in black and white. And Eric Clapton is so and so and such. And this song was playing in the background. And I heard it and I'm like, damn, man, what a groove. And then the announcer shut up for a minute and then dialed the song up. And then the song hit me at full force. And whatever it was that I was watching, I forgot what I was watching, but I was just totally focused on this song. And ever since that moment, I knew it was Eric Clapton. I didn't know specifically Cream. And then later on, as I got a little older and I would hear the song once in a while, I'd always stop what I was doing to listen. And I grew into the awareness that it was Cream, and Eric Clapton was part of a band named Cream. And this was one of their big, big hits. And man, like I said, every single time this song comes on a radio or a playlist or wherever I am, I have time for this song. My favorite rock and roll song. And another great moment that I had with this song was about 15 years ago. I was visiting a buddy of mine in Vancouver, Dave, and we went out on a double date, man. And we were Richards on Richards. That's where we were. Really, really nice bar, live band, and all of that good stuff. And it was great. We had we had these two hot sisters. They were twins, and we thought that we were just in the zone. You know, we spent a lot of money. We danced. We had a good time. So we're taking them home. I was driving. We're taking them home. They lived all the way out in East Van. So damn, man, it was a decent drive. Got to their condo, dropped them off, and got a call on the phone. And so I stayed there parked for a minute, and just a few minutes later I noticed that their condo door opened again and they were coming out. And they walked straight past us, walked into a limo. And this limo had a whole bunch of people in it. So obviously they were party girls, and we thought that we did so well, you know, and you know when your heart sinks. So Dave and I were driving back, and we're crossing the Ninth Street Bridge, feeling like a bunch of losers, right? Like we've been had. And it's quiet in the car, man. And we're not talking at all. And then all of a sudden, we flipped the radio on. And as soon as we flipped the radio on, Sunshine of Your Love starts up. And it was loud in the car because we weren't talking. We look at each other and we're like, yeah, holy shit. And we cranked that up, man. And for the first time, I was really, really tuning in to the drums. And I said, you know your rock and roll. Who is that? Who is the drummer, man? And he says, oh, brother, that is the great Ginger Baker. And I did a tribute to Ginger Baker and with this particular song, and I told this story. But yeah, man, those are my two great moments about this particular song. And like I said, it doesn't matter how many times I hear it, I will always have time for it. You know, there are certain things where it comes to, I don't know, tolerance about classic rock that's very unique. What do I mean? I can't listen to Purple Rain or Thriller every single day. I can't. I can listen to Sunshine of Your Love every single day. I can listen to Kashmir every single day. There's just something about the fabric of classic rock that it's just so deeply embedded in your heart that it doesn't grow tiresome. You know what I'm talking about? I know I've pissed off a bunch of people with what I just said, but hey, I'm being real. But you know what? That is the reason, without being as specific as I could be, why I like this song so much. And that is why I think it will forever be my favorite rock song, Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. All right, man. So let us hit up our final track, man, and that being my favorite reggae song. So Bob Marley, my favorite reggae artist, but my favorite reggae song is by Dennis Brown, and it's called Here I Come. So let's check this out, man. If you like Bob Marley, you're gonna like Dennis Brown. Here I Come, Dennis Brown. Let's get it.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no.
Can never be friends.
Oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the feathers and leave up roots children. Oh yeah, leave up rasta children. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Yeah. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah.
Oh, baby. That is what I'm talking about. Yes, some number of people surprised where it comes to the reggae jams. Yeah, Bob Marley, of course. You know, I've got a number of favorite Bob Marley songs. If you had to force me by gunpoint, I would say off the top of my head, Waiting in Vain is my favorite Bob Marley song. But my favorite reggae song is this one, Here I Come, Dennis Brown. It's always been, man, always been. And again, probably with all of these tunes, this is an example of this dude. He's had a number of great notable songs and notable hits, but this is the one for me. This is all he needs where it comes to having a place among great reggae heroes in regards to you know, that one song that puts you on the map forever. You know what I'm talking about? This is the song, man. Very, very basic, very simple, but again, sweet, sweet lyrics. You know, sometimes the lyrics of a song you just cannot dismiss. And in regards to, especially the lineup of my favorite songs, the lyrics are sweet as hell. Definitely no exception where it comes to this one, man. So that's it, folks. That is my favorite song of all time, being Johnny Nash. I can see clearly now. And yes, I know the Jimmy Cliff version. You know, a lot of people would say, well, that's my favorite version. I like the authentic original myself personally. My favorite Soul Train moment is definitely David Bowie being a guest star. My favorite Soul Train performer, Thelma Houston, absolutely. My favorite blues song, Manish Boy by Muddy Waters. My favorite rock and roll song ever, Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. And of course, my favorite reggae song, Here I Come. Fantastic, man. So that is the lineup. So you know a little bit more about me. You know what I like, and you know why I like what I like. So that's it, man. If any of these songs happens to be among your favorites, let me know. That would be really, really cool to know who else favors Sunshine of Your Love, for example, as being their favorite. Let me know, man. That'd be really interesting. You know, kindred souls and all of that, man. But yeah, so I'm just scrolling down here, checking my notes before I bounce. Thanks very much for indulging me, taking me back a little ways, back to yesteryear, some good times through music, man. And again, grateful again for this platform that we have available now, because there ain't no way that I would have been able to put this up on the Classic Rock platform. Let me tell you, you should see it. It's like a bunch of wolves just jump on your ass as soon as you just even veer out of the line sometimes. Sometimes it's just so disturbing. I'm not even going to touch on the Santana thing, because if I talk about it, I feel myself getting upset. So I'm going to leave the Santana part alone. Man, you Santana people who say that Santana is not classic rock, oh, you are so lucky I don't name drop your ass. I know some people who would love to take some serious rounds out of you. Anyway, hey, this is about my personal faves here. But yeah, I was saying I'm really, really grateful that we've got this platform now where we can kind of overlap into different areas. Man, I mean, you know, we've had classical, we've had some progressive metal, we've had blues, we've had reggae, we've had folk, we've had pretty much everything already, some Latin grooves, but we still got a lot more of that coming, you know, so it's all good. Got a dose of Soul Train, it's all good. So yeah, man, I'm really, really excited about the direction and where this music can go. And I know that I've got kind of like an opera of some sort. Geez, what is it now? Got a new patron that just sent me a quad. Ronaldino? Sorry, is that your name? I'm just going off the top of my head, but I believe that the content is like maybe opera. But anyway, it's just an example to show that, yeah, we're going in so many different directions that it's very exciting, man. Never the same thing. It's never going to be a dull moment here for sure. So, man, in saying that though, always remember that my classic rock platform is numero uno right now, because I'm still really I got so far to go with my classic rock walk. So that's always going to be first in line. That's my first priority. You'll see uploads on a every other day basis on this platform, and whereas on the classic rock platform you'll usually see activity every day, you know, barring if I get really busy with life and with work and that sort of thing. But I like to actually have at least something up on that platform every day. But you can start seeing a little bit more increased activity with this platform as well, but it's more so every other day, just so that you know what is happening with me and my time allowance. It's always about time with me. So just so you understand where my focus and priorities are. Anyway, man, so that is what's happening. Coming up, I know I got REM. I've got a touch of disco, I believe, and got some metal. I'm just shooting from the hip here. Some operas I mentioned, and yeah, a little bit more progressive rock, I believe. But it's all coming up very soon, man. I'm excited about the diversity and the variety, man. There was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember, man. I can't remember now. Oh, well, thank you again, Tina. I appreciate your gentle pestering, and I hope that you found this enlightening and somewhat entertaining. My personal faves. Hopefully you don't find it boring. It's always been, and whenever I say that I'm living in the past and I haven't really come to the present yet, this is the shit that I'm listening to. This is primarily what I listen to, among other things. But a lot of the stuff is dated, if you could say that. You know, so now with me listening to Tool and all that, I'm getting caught up slowly. You know what I'm saying? So this is basically what I listen to on my off time, along with the reactions that I have done, just kind of refreshing. But this is basically, you know, my habit, man. I'm lost in the past. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a good one. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care, and I'll catch you in another reaction. Peace.